Yes, what a glorious shot that is, the Rainbow Bridge here in Tokyo, Japan, as we welcome you to archery action at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. This is Yamenoshima Park Archery Field, about 20 minutes from the centre of the city, as we welcome you to the mixed teams finals session, where we will go from the quarterfinals all the way through to the medal matches and then crown our medalists. Yes, it's a pleasure that you're with us today. We have 8 teams left in the competition, and what is pleasant is the weather. There is the chance, there's still a 50% chance that we might have some rain during this session, but the temperatures are very pleasant, 23 degrees, and that wind is a gentle 10 kilometres per hour coming from the north-northeast direction. Here is the schedule. We're going to get the first quarterfinal underway in just a moment between the Republic of Korea and the Russian Paralympic Committee. China will then play Poland, Italy will play Japan, and Great Britain will play Iran. Here is the bracket. So the winner of the China-Poland match will play the winner of Korea-RPC, the winner of Italy-Japan to meet the winner of Great Britain-Iran.
It is time, and the athletes are making their way onto the field of play.
Yes, it's time for mixed teams archery action, quarterfinals. And here come the archers for this match. It's going to feature the Republic of Korea up against the Russian Paralympic Committee. Both have had contrasting form heading into this match. The Koreans needing a shoot-off to beat Thailand in the previous round. And their team on the left of screen is Kim Min-soo, the 35 ranked player in archery, and he's just 22 years of age. And Jo Jung-moon, world number 18, she's 54 years of age.
On target number 2.
Representing the Russian Paralympic Committee, RPC. On the left is Kirill Smirnov, and on the right, Margarita Sidorenko. Sidorenko is the 8th ranked archer in the world, and Smirnov is 28th. They were comfortable in their win over the United States by 6 set points to 2. And here is the line judge for this quarterfinal, Martino Miani of Italy.
Shooting the qualification round over a week ago. Team Korea.
So Jo in the Korean team was beaten in the women's individual in the first round. Kim was the beaten bronze medalist. We lost the bronze medal match to Harvinder Singh of India. And Kirill Smirnov, very impressive in reaching the quarterfinals before losing to Kim in a classic match. Sidorenko was knocked out in the first round of the women's individual by Hazel Chasty of Great Britain in a shoot-off. Both Korean archers have been to the Paralympic Games before. They both represented their country in 2016. Kim was in this mixed teams competition, but Jo was just competing there as an individual. Kirill Smirnov and Sidorenko are debuting here at a Paralympic Games, though Smirnov is a world champion in 2017 in Team Recurve action. So if you're watching mixed teams archery for the first time, it's a best of 4 set format. Each archer is going to shoot 2 arrows per set. Maximum score is 40. Highest cumulative score earns 2 set points and wins the set. It's first to 5 set points. That wins the match, and if we're tied after 5 sets, we're at 4 sets rather, at 5 apiece, we go to a shoot-off. Here is Smirnov to start this quarterfinal for the Russian Paralympic Committee. And each team has 80 seconds to shoot their 4 arrows. But in a slight change to Olympic archery, both shooters remain on the shooting line for the duration of the match. So a solid enough start from the Russian Paralympic Committee. Sidorenko shot well in the previous round. And she starts with a 9. Looking good so far. As Kim starts for Korea.
9.
Joe 54, Kim 22. Huge age discrepancy. Really is a sport for all ages. Oh, Joe can't believe that. I think she actually saw where it went. She seems quite baffled by what has just unfolded on the shooting line for her. And Sidorenko has lost her range as well. Well, this set is now wide open with those two low-scoring arrows. Smirnov to right the ship here for RPC. Just getting the arrow away before the hooter. So 28 out of a possible 40. It's certainly gettable. And the Koreans need 15 between them to win the first set. There's 9 of them. So Joe needs a 6 or higher. Remember, she got a 5 with her first arrow. And she's just got there. Again, she's not sure, is she? A look of puzzlement on her face. So a low-scoring set there, just 29 to 28, but at the end of the day, Joe and Kim lock away the 2 set points.
I think fair to say that neither team really finding range, really settled into this match early on.
Let's give some cheering for Team Korea.
Well, a gold medal is at stake in this session. Chance for them to be Paralympic Games champions, and it might be their one and only chance. You just don't know, so maybe that is playing on their minds at the moment. But Korea are off first, and they lead 2 set points to 0. Second set now. Smirnov once again to go first. He'll take the first arrow and the last arrow for the Russian Paralympic team. First 10 of the match. He is a fine archer. If you haven't seen Smirnov before, perhaps source some of the other sessions. He's been excellent to watch. Sidorenko is again making more adjustments to her bow. Since that opening 9, she's not found the gold zone since. Just missing the 10 zone. It's the best arrow of the match so far for Jo Jung-moon. So this set's in the balance. Again, the time coming down to 10 seconds here. time from Smirnov, but score 34, which means, again, the Korean team will need 18 between them. And that will put them on match point. Oh, there's 10 of them. Well, he nailed that one, didn't he? Kim Min-soo. His first 10, and Korea's first 10 of the match.
6.
Oh, well, there's a missed opportunity. Kim had set Joe up magnificently there with that 10. Unfortunately, Joe, his teammate, couldn't respond.
This is a very, very jangly, very nervous sort of quarter-final match, and definitely an improvement by the RPC, quite an improvement, but nonetheless, that was an attackable target for the duo from the Republic of Korea.
So it's been a match, really, of missed opportunities for the team that hasn't won.
It's one of the things that we have seen across all manner of sports at the Olympics and the Paralympics across this wonderful summer in Japan, is sometimes it's not about who wins it, it's about who loses it least. Just getting across the line. It might be that sort of match, this.
Well, really, the way the match should have gone was that the RPC team should have won the first set and Korea should have won the second set, but it ended up being the opposite.
And that's why we love sport.
I think I've just confused myself. 2 set points each. That is not confusing. And crystal clear as Smirnov gets us underway for the third set. Well, it looks like it's just missed the 10 zone. But still, good scoring from the RPC team. Star next to the 9 means confirming that score won't happen until after the set has ended. Just has to hit the line to default to the higher number. So it could be a 10 yet for the Russians.
3.
And Joe, well. Scores of 5, 6, 6, 3 and 8 so far for her. Big advantage here to the Russian team. Well, only a 7 required here to make sure of this for Smirnov. 7 or higher, and he's got a 9, so that will be the third set to the Russian Paralympic Committee team. Even if the Koreans get 2 10s here, won't be enough. So, Joe, this is a big arrow for her. Even though they can't win the set here, it's very important that she use this arrow here to try and educate herself as to improve her performance. And hopefully that arrow has helped, yes, because that's her best of the contest.
Yeah, much improved, but it's clear, isn't it? She's not feeling comfortable. She's looking around. She's has a quizzical expression on her face.
Well, that's right, and of course with a 4-set match, if thing is slightly wrong or for whatever reason an archer is not comfortable on the shooting line, the match can vanish pretty much before your eyes very quickly, and the match can be over by the time you've fixed things. So a comfortable set hold that time for RPC. Sidorenko's going nicely here. That arrow has remained a 9, by the way. It has had no impact on the outcome of that set. So Sidorenko, 2 9s and 6 arrows, and Smirnov has 3 gold scores in his 6. And the Russians now go to match point. 4 set points to 2. They only need a tie in this final set and they will progress. However, if the Koreans win it, we'll be going to a shoot-off.
I think the thing that's concerning here from the Republic of Korea point of view is that the RPC is starting to shoot really quite consistently.
A long hold there for Joe. Smirnov, a long hold here for him. Well, that was the excellent arrow.
It's all very well and good if those long holds work out, but you run the risk of borrowing time that can't then be taken back.
That's why he's taking the last arrow, because the Russians have a strategy here. That they're aware, I think, that they're going to use a bit more time up, and they feel more confident of him taking the last arrow if there's a bit of time pressure. Now Kim back on line for his second arrow. Just grabbed the line. Well, big arrow here for Jo Jung-moon. Koreans need to win this set, remember, to go to the semi-finals. She needs a big score here, more than ever. Well, it's not to be. So the Koreans will lock in 30. So that means the RPC team needs just 12 to progress through to the semi-finals. Remember, they only need to tie the set score. Yes, Sidorenko has scored 10 herself. Here's a simple task for Kirill Smirnov, you'd think. Needing just a 2 or higher. That is a good effort from the Russian Paralympic Committee team, and they have their best set score there of 37 by some distance, so a really good effort from them. 2 10s, an 8 and a 9 in there. And they are a happy team indeed, as they will move through to the semi-finals, and Korea's run in this mixed teams competition ends at the quarterfinal stage.
First set was very edgy, wasn't it? Really rather tense, but if you look actually at the scores from the RPC as we go on, 34, 34, 37, they settled into that match nicely, and most hearteningly for them, thinking about the semi-finals coming up, they've just produced their best set.
Yes, they certainly did. They got stronger as the match progressed, 28, 34, 34, 37. Really good effort from them. So the winner of this quarterfinal through to the semis is the Russian Paralympic Committee team. They win this by 6 set points to 2.
It's been a crazy year with people not being able to do what they want to do, especially come out here and watch the Paralympics live in person. However, people are still cheering and supporting these athletes from afar, and that's done all by text message. field of play this morning. Team Poland defeating Australia in the first match. Team Korea, who was just defeated, had defeated Thailand. RBC had defeated the United States of America. GBR over Turkey. And hometown Japan beating Brazil. And we'll be seeing them later on this evening.
本日午前中アミックス団体戦の1回戦は6試合行われました。第1試合はポーランドがオーストラリアに勝ち、第2試合は大韓民国がタイランドに勝ち、第3試合は RBC がアメリカ合衆国に、そして第4試合は英国がトルコに勝ちました。第5試合、日本がブラジルに勝ち、第6試合はイタリアがモンゴルに勝ち、そして今夜は準々決勝が行われています。
Continuing to the next quarterfinal match, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
コーチの審判の入場です。
Quarter-final action in the mixed team recurve competition of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics as the People's Republic of China take on Poland.
Let's welcome the athletes to the field of
Ah, the great dichotomy of the sport of archery as we go through the extraordinary accomplishments of the athletes from the People's Republic of China, the defending champions. And then we remind you that none of it matters once you go up to the line, because ultimately you can go through or you can go out and it can all happen very, very quickly. It's all about how good your next arrow is and how good your last one was. Nonetheless, these two are two of the greats out there at the moment. Wu Chunyan and Zhao Li Shui.
representing the People's Republic of China.
一番トップのは中華人民共和国。
A bye to this stage of the competition. And we look first at Wu Chunyan and then Zhao Li Shui, world number 6, world number 23 respectively. Zhao, the silver medalist in the individual competition, his teammate Wu, the bronze medalist. Milena Olszewska of Poland, joined by Łukasz Cisiek, 37 and 41 respectively. That's age, not world ranking. 2 and 38 in terms of that. Ranjan Bonik of India looks after this contest. Olszewska,
China will be shooting first on
the
target number 1.
bronze medalist in the individual competition in both London and Rio. A slight change to the format after the London edition. Ryszard Pakura, the coach for the Polish team. And it will be China who are going to get us underway. We start with Wu Chunyan. The first chance for us to see at this stage of the competition, the quarter-final stage, the champions from 2016. One of the things that we've learned about that gentleman is that he is a reliable competitor. He may not be your highlight reel guy. He may not be the man who produces the showpiece, show-stealing arrow, but what he is somebody who gives you consistent scores, and that often gets you onto the podium.
Well, it's also reassuring for a teammate as well, isn't it? Safe pair of hands.
Cisiek up first.
8、
Milena Olszewska. Inseparable beginning over the first 4. This is the first set of a maximum of 4 sets, 40-point maximum that can be achieved per set, and 2 points
9、
for victory in that set. A point apiece, should it be tied. And it is the first to get to 5 set points that wins the whole thing.
9.
And we're effectively now going to see just what Poland can produce, because they've had quite a challenge thrown down. So it needs to be a maximum from Olszewska to ensure a tie in this set. She wasn't too far away either. Well, it has to be said, that's a positive first set from both of the teams, but it is the People's Republic of China who take the 2 points. Nonetheless, Poland can be optimistic about their performance there.
Oh, most definitely. Solid performance, if not spectacular, from both teams there. You feel that they're looking for more in this match. Feeling they might need high scores in this one. And that's what they seek, because scores in the early to mid-30s are okay, but if they can lift it above 35, then that's going to be very competitive.
Just get the feeling when you look at a competitor like Zhao Li Shui that you might not necessarily get a huge number of 10s from him, but you don't feel like you're going to get a lot of 6s and 7s. So 2-0 to the People's Republic of China, the defending Paralympic champions. And that carries with it an enormous sense of expectation, of pressure as well. It's one thing to come in and establish yourself, but to come in with everybody wanting to beat you when you're a known entity. Some athletes handle that very well, others, well, less so. We begin the second set. It's Łukasz Cisiek, the 41-year-old, world ranked number 38. Competed in the individual competition. Went out in the round of 32. Now to Olszewska. Well, that's an absolute beauty. That's about as spot on as you can get it. Wu Chunyan with a wonderful start. Yeah, that's not bad either. That's not bad either. Oh, talk about pressure being put on Poland.
I love the expressions on those Chinese archers. They both give you the impression, don't get excited, don't get excited. But that was a great arrow.
That's the measure, isn't it, of a truly great elite athlete. They can not take their focus away from the task when it's going well. And often we see that with athletes. So the score for Poland in total, 31. Ergo, just 12 required, 6 per arrow from the People's Republic of China. Well, there we go. How interesting. Right after those exemplary shots, just a dip. Nonetheless, just a 5 for Mr. Consistent. It's always a danger to brand someone Mr. Consistent, but there you go. He does get the job done, and this is looking all okay for China now. A smile from the pair of them, and they should smile. They are right to smile, for they lead by 4 set points 5-0. Long way back now for Poland, but we've seen it happen so far in these games. We've seen that 4-0 can disappear very quickly.
Well, exactly, and that's exactly what happened in the previous round when we saw Thailand play Korea, when Thailand were up 4 set points to 0 and they ended up losing the match in a shoot-off. But those two arrows there, I mean, come on, that is absolutely superb. It applies pressure, and you have to be very special to exit what's happened on the other range out of your mind when they're both inside the inner ring.
And there the challenge, as we see the score, which on the subject of challenge is proving one for Poland, but there the challenge of an individual sport like this, where you are in effect competing only against yourself, but it's more intricate than that, it's more complicated than that. You cannot help but be aware of the quality of what is next to you. And they have quality next to them.
And you can't ignore it because there's a PA announcer yelling 10 when you're standing there waiting for your shot. But on the other side of the equation, the Polish archers now have the chance to create some scoreboard pressure.
Well, Olszewska has twice been on a Paralympic podium. She knows how to navigate her way through these complex matches. But then, so does she. And so does he. Yeah, I didn't look too convinced by that one, Zhao, as he shot. 16 apiece at the halfway mark. Any one set. Crucial moments here for Poland. They have got to win the set. A tied set, not sufficient. Not much time here for Olszewska. Maybe that contributing to a series of sevens. So look at this, it's not a huge number. It's 14, it's 2 sevens for the tied set and for the win. That's all. Well, that will help. That will help a treat. So just 5 required for Zhao Li Shui to put the People's Republic of China into the last 4. And one did not ever really doubt it with him, such is the consistency of his work from the line. And the People's Republic of China have taken a maximum 6 out of 6 set points. And that is a very strong display from them, with the caveat that they probably can and quite possibly will get better as they go on. A win's a win, and they may have a little bit more to offer, especially when there's perhaps a touch more pressure on them. They didn't really experience an enormous amount of pressure in this match.
Well, that's right, they were front running pretty much all the way through. They were dictating what was happening out there rather than the Poles, who just couldn't get going in their match.
Sometimes, though, it's when you expected to win that you slip up. They did not do that. They were the favourites for this quarter-final. Ultimately, having started reasonably well with a 33, just a small fall away from that for Poland as the contest went on, finishing with a score of 30, whereas China were 34, 34, 33. Bigger scores perhaps to come but they are through. The People's Republic of China, 6 set points to 0. Poland dispatched.
Stay with us here at Tokyo 2020. The next match is starting in about 5 minutes, and it will feature Italy and Japan in the quarterfinals. Just before we welcome the Italians and the Japanese out for this quarterfinal, let's confirm that semi-final lineup. People's Republic of China up against Russian Paralympic Committee in the first semi-final. The second semi will be between the winner of the Italy-Japan match and the winner of the Great Britain-Iran match. And we'll have that Italy-Japan match for you in a couple of minutes.
Continuing with the quarterfinals, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play. And let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the mixed team Recurve Open quarterfinals.
Out come the archers for the next quarterfinal here in the mixed teams archery competition. Tokyo 2020, the Paralympic Games at Yamashima Park Archery Field. And it's Italy versus the hosts, Japan. The Italians coming into this match with a comfortable 6-0 win over Mongolia, and Japan equally as impressive in their 5-1 win over Brazil.
On target number 1, representing Italy.
So the Italians, Stefano Traversani and Elisabetta Mino. And Italy did win the bronze medal in this event at Rio 5 years ago, and Mino was part of that bronze medal winning team. And here is the Japanese side. On the left there is Uyama Tomohiro, world ranking of 9, and there's Shigesada Chika, also a world ranking of 9. And here's our line judge, Shazrad Alayari of Iran. Mino and Traversani. Mino made it to the quarterfinals in the individual competition. Traversani lost in a shoot-off in the round of 32 in the men's competition to Harvinder Singh, the eventual bronze medalist. Shigesada in the women's individual was a quarterfinalist, and Uyama not at his best. He was beaten 6 set points to 0 in his round of 32 match, but he shot much better in the previous round when they beat Brazil in this mixed teams competition. So a semi-final place is the reward for the winner. The winner of this match will compete for a medal, and it's going to be Stefano Traversani to start, and he starts off solidly. Mino is the world #1 ranked archer. She's very focused on the shooting line. But she has high standards for herself, and she won't be happy with that, but she has a very methodical routine as we now swing towards the Japanese. This is Uyama. He was a quarter-finalist at the Paralympic Games in the individual competition 5 years ago. Shigesada! Hello! Wow, a nice 4-point lead here at the halfway stage of the first set for the Japanese. Traversani has shown some promising signs with his first 2 arrows. Mino will be slightly concerned that both of her arrows drifted right there. So 32 out of 40, 13 points to tie, 14 to win the first set for Japan. And there's 8 of them. Shigasada. 6 or higher to win the first set.
7.
Well, you heard the coach there. That's okay. And it is okay, because it's all about the win. And I don't know if Shigasada needs to go back for a maths lesson, but it looks like she was just struggling to add up all the numbers there, but she needn't have worried.
That's what your teammates there for, just to give you that clarification. But that's a good start, isn't it, for the host nation?
Yeah, it was good energy between the two in the match earlier against Brazil, and there seems to be a good energy between them now. And you know, that positive energy that you can kind of exchange between your teammate makes team sport great. And this is why I think the dimension in this sport, when you get teams out there, is pretty cool. And Japan off and running 34-32 in the first set.
There's always a funny energy about a quarter-final as well, because it is the last big hurdle, because you know that a victory here means you're going to have an opportunity at a Paralympic medal. Sometimes the quarter-final has a stranger atmosphere, almost in the semi-final stage.
There's Traversani now from Milan, and he's going to start things off again. And he needs more yellow scores. He did pretty well in the first set with 2 9s. And Mino would love a gold score here.
9.
Long hold here for Uyama, but he did well. Those are often the hardest arrows to get into the gold zone, where something is not quite right on the shooting line, as we just see Shigasada forced to redraw. Well, the Italians have a big chance here. If Traversani can continue this good form he's shown in the match so far. He has snuck into the 9 zone just. Well, a 10 from Mino means they won't lose the set, and in likelihood will win it. Oh, she was only what's that, an inch away? But still, 35 is a good score. That should be competitive. 2 10s required to win the set. And now it is going to be the Italian set with that 8 off the bow there of Uyama. A good set, that one. But the Italians are on the board. Good archery from both of their competitors, Mino and Traversani.
Yeah, they're still well matched, aren't they? But that was a palpable step up from the Italians, significantly more confident looking. Delegations providing some good support for the Japanese athletes, neither of whom are from Tokyo originally. Uyama from Osaka to the west, and Shigasada from Kitakyushu, the island, or city on the island of Kyushu, to the southwest of Tokyo.
Yeah, I know they're not in their home city, but still there's nothing like competing at home, is there?
So many of the elite athletes in Japan based in and around the Tokyo area anyway.
Well, let's confirm that score. Italy 35-33, 2 set points all with 2 sets to play. Nicely poised this quarter-final.
9.
Traversani, 5 arrows so far, 4 9s and 1 8. Still just the 110 in the match, and that was by Shigesada in the first set. The Italians have got a nice little roll on here. They've had 5 9s in a row. Uyama taking his time here. He's already taken up 10 seconds before he fully extends the arrow. Right out to the edge of the clicker.
Worth the wait.
Well, it was, wasn't it? Oh dear. And we've seen Shigesada do this quite a lot. And now she's used up a good 15, 20 seconds. Well, the clock stops with 27 seconds, so the Japanese will have 27 seconds to deliver their last 2 arrows. So that'll be interesting. Shigesada will be under some time pressure. It's Traversani. Continues for the Italians. Mino is down to 6 seconds as well. Well, she backs herself brilliantly, and that was a really good score. And now Uyama. Well, that leaves his teammate Shigesada to score a 10 to square the set in just 3 seconds. And it didn't go to plan there for the Japanese. That redraw from Shigesada really, I think, got inside their heads with those second arrows to shoot. So in the end, it's a comfortable set win to the Italians, who are actually getting stronger as the game, well, the match goes on. 32, 35, 36.
Just never quite felt it, did you, with that last shot, with the seconds really starting to tick away. Didn't look fully set for it. In contrast, the Italians, well, they're getting better and better.
Yeah, I love that 10 there from Mino. Delivering a 10 on the last arrow is really something you can take a lot of pleasure in. And the Italians, 4 set points to 2. They've come back nicely to take the lead, and now they're on match point. They only need to tie this final set to move through to the semis. Japan, if they win the set, will take the match to shoot off. Here's Uyama Tomohiro. Just missing the 9 line, so just an 8. Wow. What a wonderful arrow. That's back-to-back 10s for Mino. And what's that effectively done is saved her teammate, Traversani.
Yeah, they were under some pressure there, weren't they? Just for a moment, but Mino has got the team out of trouble.
Oh, big arrow here for Shigesada. Japan need to win the set, remember. Well, it's hung wide. Yeah, Uyama, I think, has the expression we all have on our faces right now. Missed opportunity. So, just 15 required here for the Italians, with 2 arrows, 1 each per archer. There's 10 of them, and Traversani is starting to heat up too. That's the third 10 of the contest. And can Mino ice this one with another 10? She can't, but it doesn't matter because the win is secure for Italy. It is job done, and they will move into the semi-finals and have a chance now to win back-to-back medals in the mixed teams archery competition at Paralympic Games, having won bronze in Rio in 2016. So well done there to Stefano Traversani and Elisabetta Mino. And good to see Mino with a bit of emotion on her face, but she'll be having her game face back on when the Italians come back for the semi-final.
They're going to take some beating. That was a strong performance from Italy, and Mino in particular, yeah, she really was thoroughly impressive.
Well, the final set score 34-31. It's Italy moving through to the last 4, winning by 6 set points to 2.
The next quarter-final is due to get underway in around about 5 minutes' time. That is Great Britain taking on Iran. So don't go too far away because we'll have that quarter-final in just a few minutes' time.
皆さんビッグスクリーンにご注目ください。これからハイファイカムの時間になります。ハイファイブカムです。さあ、ソメイティアとハイファイブを行ってください。3、2、1、ハイファイブ、ソメイティアとハイファイブ。もう一度飛んできます。さあ、ソメイティアの3、2、1、ハイファイブ。あ、上手にハイファイブできました。
Moving on to our next quarterfinals, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
The quarter-finals continue in this mixed team recurve competition at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. What a pleasure it is to have your company for this contest between Great Britain and Iran. And the winner advances to the last four stage.
And let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the mixed team
Yumenoshima,
quarterfinals.
the Island of Dreams. Setting for the archery competitions at the 16th Summer Paralympiad. It's an artificial island. And it's proof that you can build up whatever you like in this place, just with a bit of momentum. You have to start somewhere. Hazel Chasty and Dave Phillips are the British team. And they will take on real contenders for this one. Zara Nemati and Reza Rahimi.
On target number 1, representing Great Britain.
Victory over Turkey for Hazel Chasty and Dave Phillips. They both competed in the individual competitions, but they have made clear that the team medal has been their main goal. Well, they will have a real task to defeat Iran, especially as we see confirmation that they had a bye to the quarterfinal stage, especially when Zara Nemati is involved. 3 times an individual gold medalist, team silver in Rio, team bronze in 2012. Oh, does she want this one? The team gold is a major target for her. She's pretty good at finding the target, though. Reza Rahimi, her partner, the 43-year-old, was the defending individual champion. Coming into these games, had a surprise loss that ended up not being a surprise. It was to Kevin Mather of the USA, and once Mather went all the way and won the gold medal, we all went, oh, okay, well, that makes some sense then. What a story that was. A new presence in the team competition is the gentleman on the right. The athlete joining him, Zara Nemati, well, she's not a new face in anything when it comes to archery. One of the very finest ever. And Chasty and Phillips will know that they're taking on a quite exceptional couple of archers. At their best, though, they are very hard to beat. Great friends. They've been teaming together for some time. Chasty to get underway.
Seven.
He was very happy with that, and he was right to be. And they know, don't they? Elite archers, once they've released, they know whether it's good, whether it's not. Tight first 4 arrows. Oh, yeah, she knew again, just willing it to behave in a way that it was not going to. So 7 and a 5 for Chasty. Needs a little assistance from Dave Phillips. Well, there it is, there it is. Dave Phillips, what a first couple of arrows. So, as a result, a score of an 8 and a 9 would win this for the Iranians. There's the 9. Just 8 required. And accomplished with gusto, with interest and with purpose by Holomreza Rahimi. It's a high quality first set in the pouring rain. And it is absolutely comfortably Iran who've taken it. And one feels a bit for Dave Phillips because he was affected by that in the individual competition as well. The rain just seems to follow Dave Phillips around.
Yes.
I think the stadium announcer there actually said it's appropriate for the British that there'd be rain there. I take offence to that. It's true, but
oh, it is true. I thought that might, you might think it was a bit harsh, to be fair, but I just thought, well, there was a 50% chance of rain today. Now there's a 100% chance of rain because it actually is raining. But Rahimi, back to him. Fantastic archery from Phillips, but there is no better feeling on the shooting line shooting a 10. Now, he didn't need to shoot a 10, but shooting a 10 with the last arrow to just polish the set there for Iran was very, very impressive.
Really is coming down now.
Team GBR shooting first on target number 1.
And this is Tokyo for you. You can look up and go, gosh, that's a lot of rain. Put your raincoat on and it's stopped. We begin the second set. It's Hazel Chasty, the 49-year-old, who lives in Glossop in the north of England. She's not having the most comfortable campaign so far. Phillips is doing absolutely fantastically. And you know what? Sometimes there are days like this, and Phillips will be the first to say, well, she's done the same for me on quite a few occasions. That is a rare loose shot from Zara Nemati. 3 times the individual Paralympic champion, yet to win the top prize in the team event. He did not look comfortable, Rahimi. Very tremulous.
Yes, it was like he was standing on a waterbed. Just couldn't get steady.
Chasty not settled into the match. Very experienced archer. That's the first looser shot from Phillips, and all of that is contributing to a score of just 16 necessary. And now it's just a score of 7 required for Iran to take the second set. And that is sufficient by a single point. So it is a win for Iran, 30-28, not the highest scoring set from either.
Very low scoring. Lots of chatter too going on from Nemati and the Iranian coach as well. But well, at the moment, Chasty is just beating herself at the moment, which is just disappointing because you want to come to the line and put your best out there every time. And unfortunately, it's just not putting Great Britain in the position that they need to kick on and win this match.
Certainly capable of performing to a very high level. Chasty and Phillips, team bronze medalists at the European Championships in Czech Republic a few years ago. They were 7th in the team competition in Den Bosch in Netherlands in 2019. Nonetheless, it is Iran, one half of them, who is the reigning individual champion, who leads 4-0.
Yeah, it was an amazing effort from both Rahimi and Nemati to win the ranking rounds. They were streets ahead of the rest of the teams.
So now, Chasty and Phillips are playing for a tiebreak. Chasty will not need telling that it's just not quite happening.
Seven. Nine.
A tied set is all that Iran needs to advance to the last four. And look at this, a 6-point gap at the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's huge. A big gap for Great Britain to make up. They need 2 10s and they need some help from the Iranian team, who look very solid.
This may well be the final shot for Great Britain in this competition. And it is a good one. It is a good shot from Dave Phillips, but it's a very small score that's required. Just 9 across 2 arrows, and that will be the job accomplished.
8 or 9 on the line.
And it looks pretty close to the line, that one. Could have done it in just one shot. It's not really going to matter. A hit will do from Holamreza Rahimi. Yes, and that is very comfortable. And it's a really simple victory for Iran. 34, possibly 35 to 27. And, well, the only thing you can say there is quite simply the stronger team won that, and they won it well.
Yes, it was they were just too good in that match. Just solid archery from the Iranian team, and unfortunately it wasn't to be for Great Britain, who didn't put their best out in this match.
The one that maybe they'll look back on is that second set where Iran picked up a win with just 30 points. That was an attackable target for the British pair of Chasty and Phillips. They will go no further in the team competition. Good effort, nonetheless. 2 very experienced athletes. And great respect shown by the British team coming over to congratulate the worthy winners of this, Zara Nemati and Holamreza Rahimi. And for Nemati, that dream of yet another gold, but the first in the team competition, continues. Iran go into the last 4.
competition.
So there it is. The semi-final lineup is complete.
22 countries have competed.
China against the Russian Paralympic Committee, and Italy going to play Iran.
Archery field.
And the winners will go through to the gold medal match. The losers will compete for the bronze medal. And we will have the first semi-final between China and RPC coming up in a few moments. So stay with us.
Sport and its history.
140人のパラリンピックアスリートが42の国から集まり、ここ夢の島公園アーチェリー会場で8日間にわたり競技を繰り広げてきました。すでに8つの部門で金メダリストが決まり、ついに今夜最後の金メダリストが決まります。アーチェリー競技は1960年に開催されたパラリンピックの起源となった大会で最初に取り入れられた競技です。そして今日までパラリンピックの競技として採用され続けてきました。それではここでパラアーチェリー競技とその歴史について紹介します。
Ultimate concentration. Archery. Archery was one of the founding Paralympic sports. It appeared on the poster for the Tokyo 1964 Games. Modern para-archers use two types of bow, recurve and compound. The recurve is the modern evolution of a traditional bow. The power stored in the bent limbs sends the arrow to the target. The compound uses a pulley system to increase the bow's efficiency. Archers also use magnified sights and mechanical release aids. Recurve archers shoot at a target that is 122 centimeters in diameter and placed 70 meters away. Compound and W1 archers shoot at a target that is 80 centimeters in diameter and placed 50 meters away. There are two classifications used for athletes at the Paralympics, Open and W1. In simple terms, para-athletes competing in open categories have an impairment in either the top or bottom halves of their bodies, while para-athletes competing in the W1 category have an impairment in both halves of their bodies. Athletes compete in open categories with either a recurve or compound bow. W1 athletes compete in a combined category using both recurve and compound bows. Ingenious assistive devices help archers shoot their bows to the best of their ability. Some para-athletes pull back their string with their teeth. Others hold the bow with their feet. And many compete from a wheelchair. No matter the impairment of an athlete, the key to performing on the archery range comes down to precision, consistency, and focus.
Now moving on into the semi-final matches, every athlete has their eye on the podium. Well, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
さあ、いよいよ準決勝です。メダルまであと一歩のところまでやってきました。それではコーチと審判の入場です。
Here we go for semi-final action in the mixed teams recurve competition at Tokyo 2020 at the Paralympic Games. Winner of this match will go through to the gold medal match, and the loser will go to the bronze medal match. So lots to play for now as we get towards the pointy end of this competition. And out come the archers from China and RPC, the Russian Paralympic Committee.
On target number 1, representing the
Here
People's
are
Republic of China.
Chinese team.
1番と打つのは中華人民共和国
Yu Shunyin, Yan rather, and Li Shui, Zhao Li Shui.
Chao Li Shui.
And these two won bronze for China in 2016. Rather, won gold, didn't they? Goodness me, I should change them there. They won gold in 2016. Here is the RPC team. Comfortable wins over the United States of America and Korea in their 2 matches today. China, of course, getting the bye straight through to the quarterfinals and then shutting out Poland by 6 set points to 0. So Kirill Smirnov and Margarita Sidorenko
この試合の
out there for
Martino Miani.
the Russian Paralympic Committee. And here's Martino Miani of Italy, who is the line judge
In
for this
semifinal
contest.
match, one team will advance to the bronze medal and the other
So,
to the gold medal matches.
Here we go. Can the Chinese continue this glorious run that they've had in this mixed teams competition? Of course, unbeaten in the 2016 event, which debuted at the Paralympic Games. And here they are, still unbeaten in the mixed teams event. Wu and Zhao.
Team China will be shooting first on target number 1.
They've got 2 very good opponents on target 2, Smirnov and Sidorenko. As we get set to go in this best of 4 set encounter. Each archer to shoot 2 arrows per set. It's going to be Wu Chunyan to go first, the world number 6. She's a 2-time Paralympic medalist, gold, as I touched on in the teams event, and she won silver in the individual in 2016. And Zhao's not too bad either. He's won a gold and a silver as well, with the silver won here in Tokyo in the individual event. Sidorenko is a 3-time medalist at World Championships. And Smirnov here, as he gets set to fire his first arrow, is a gold medalist in World Championships. So all 4 archers have tasted success in big events, and that is very close to a 10. Might need a magnifying glass to confirm that one. Hence the star next to the 9 now on that first score for Smirnov. Now Sidorenko.
9.
A high quality start for both teams here.
And it's exactly what you'd expect. Just have to look at the 4 of them, look at their records, and they're living up to it.
6.
And that's why you should never say anything as a sports commentator.
Yes, I'm nodding. Well, maybe Zhao might give you some respite.
7.
Oh, not really. There's a 7. So disappointing end for the first set there for Wu, and Zhao opens the door big time here for the RPC team. And especially Sidorenko, who wasn't at her best at the individual, but is shooting well in this mixed teams event. And now a relatively small number required by Smirnov, who's been going great as well. Just a 4 required for the first set.
8.
And he's got an 8, which is going to be more than enough. Not his best arrow, but 36, maybe 37, in fact, out of 40 is pretty decent.
Well, what happened there with Wu and Zhao? What a complete collapse in that first set compared to how they started.
Yeah, that 6, uncharacteristic, and even the 7 that followed it, this arrow here. Well, it basically lost in the set. Smirnov is very stable on the shooting line. His technique is very solid. as the RPC team win by 5 points that first set and lead 2 set points to 0.
And let's see our cheering for RPC.
Here goes the second set. Wu and Zhao looking to recapture the form that they started the first set with, 2 9s.
8.
8
9.
9
Well, he often delivers, doesn't he, Zhao?
And that's
That
what
little arrow there from Wu, that 8. You're thinking if he doesn't get a gold score here,
that's what was so surprising about the conclusion to that last set. We're not used to seeing that sort of work from Zhao.
Eight.
8
you can hear the Russian coach in the background. Reminding there's 2 archers to keep to time, not to put too much time pressure on themselves.
Seven.
7
Well, Wu not overly pleased with her effort there.
Nine.
9
So 17 required.
Nine.
There's 9 of them.
9
Sidorenko's going well. She is setting it up nicely for her teammate Smirnov. And all 4 rotations that they've had in these first 2 sets. And 8 required.
10.
10
Talk about delivering. Kirill Smirnov puts that one right where it needed to go. 36 to 33.
That's 3 points over Team China. And now unofficially they lead 4 sets.
That was good from Smirnov.
He's absolutely a man that you can count upon at the conclusion of a contest. He's so steady when he's got the last arrow.
Now the Chinese team under pressure. Multi-medalists, all of them, or 2 of them, both of them rather. Wu has won all 3 colours. Of course, she won bronze here in the individual as well. To go with her silver and gold in Rio. But Smirnov and Sidorenko have got this lovely composure about them. And this heavy rain coming in across Yamenoshima Park Archery Field doesn't seem to be bothering them in the slightest. In fact, if you went and asked them if it was raining, they'd probably say, huh? I don't know at the moment, because they're focusing on their archery. Wow, now the Chinese team, the defending gold medalists, are under severe pressure. Down 4 set points to 0.
9.
Better start this time by Wu.
7.
7
Well, no 10s on their scorecard yet for Wu or Zhao. 2 on the scorecard for the RPC team. 1 from each archer.
Nine.
9
10. 8.
Gives the Russians a handy 2-point lead at the halfway stage, rather 1-point lead at the halfway stage of this fourth set. So, doesn't sound like a lot, but now Wu, that 10 couldn't have been timed better. Now Zhao needs to follow this up. 7 with his last arrow. 9, that will do nicely. So 35, that puts the pressure on the Russians, but they can win the match. It is still mathematically possible. They need to score 18 points between them.
6.
Well, it is mathematically not possible now. So some good scoreboard pressure created by both the Chinese archers in this set. Well, it's game on now. The Russians not performing anywhere near at the level that way they performed in the first 2 sets, where they scored 36 points in each of the first 2 sets.
Well, what a pronounced difference when you can actually start putting, as we talked about before, scoreboard pressure on your opponents, when you can make them feel uncomfortable. And that's exactly what that arrow, the one before from Wu, managed to do. First 10, and how timely it was.
Sidorenko with a towel over her. I know it is raining, and that's primarily what she was doing, but she's like she couldn't look at her teammate shooting that time. 35-31. So the Chinese are improving as this match goes on, but you'd have to think it will have to continue at this level again. 35 for this match to go to a shoot-off, because they need to win this last set to have any chance defending their gold medal from Rio in this event. Well, again, good archery. They're now going, scoring at a good rate.
Then that, he looked so irritated with himself, Smirnov.
Wow, we're seeing his standards fall away a little bit, actually, which is surprising. He's been so good through this competition, and now Sidorenko has caught his disease. Wow, they've got to fight their way back here. Six. Well, that's not what the doctor ordered either. However, if Zhao can step up and score a 10 here, it will more than likely be enough. It's a 9, so 33, which means Smirnov and Sidorenko need a combined score of 19 here. And that is not going to happen. So we are going to go to a shoot-off. Now, there's a yellow card shown there by the line judge. Now, that is unusual. So
And unofficially right now, looks
that
like we
is
might be going
what's
to a
going
shootout
on here.
the
So
field of play. Score is 33 for China, 28
maybe
for RPC. And once
the
we
line
get
judge showed the yellow
confirmation,
card
we'll
to
set
the
field
Russian team
in
because
preparation for shoot-off.
the arrow was removed from a quiver while they're on the shooting line. Can't also re-enter the box as well. So anyway, there was some infringement there by the Russian team, which saw a yellow card.
We have a shoot-off on the field
Anyway,
between
a
China
shoot-off
and
is where we're
RPC.
heading to decide this
Once the arrows have been pulled from the
winner
targets,
of
we
the
will change
semi-final.
the
So we're going to have an exciting
and
conclusion
commence
to
with
this
shoot-off.
match.
Once again, the rules for shoot-off is that each team is going to shoot 2 arrows each, 1 arrow per archer. It'll be alternating. Team China shooting first, then
So,
RPC, then China, back to RPC.
4 set points all.
And the
Confirming
team
that
with the
score,
highest score will
33-28 was the
shoot-off.
final
If
score in
they
that set.
still score, then the team with the arrow closest to the center.
This has ended 4 set points each. So what's happening now is that the targets are being replaced at the end of the range. Shoot-off works slightly differently. In teams archery, each archer will shoot 1 arrow. Cumulative score, highest score will win. If the scores are tied, you know what the tiebreaker is. It's closest to the center.
For Team China.
So that is how it works.
RPC. Team China shooting first on target number 1.
So here we go. It's the shoot-off here in the semi-final. China against the Russian Paralympic Committee. The winner of the shoot-off goes through to the gold medal match. The loser to the bronze medal match. 1 arrow each. It's Wu Chunyan to go first. Now the teams will alternate. So we go over to the Russian Paralympic Committee team, and it's going to be Sidorenko who is going to fire next.
9.
So 1 point advantage to the Russian Paralympic Committee. Here's Zhao, Li Shui. Oh, he didn't like it, did he? So to win the shoot-off, it comes down to the shoulders and the skills here of Kirill Smirnov. He needs an 8 to win the shoot-off. An 8 or higher. It's a 10! He steps up superbly. And it's going to be the Russian Paralympic Committee who go through to the gold medal match.
They needed an 8 to win.
And China will not defend their title from 2016. They will have to settle for competing for a bronze medal. Wow, what a finish to that one, because the Russian Paralympic Committee team went a bit cold through those last 2 sets. Couldn't find the form that they were able to put out there in the first 2 sets, but they came through and delivered when it really mattered to make the gold medal match.
Now, would you have seen it going that direction, considering how this whole match began, how the last 2 sets played out? Really, I think most people would have favoured the team from the People's Republic of China. But, well, it's a strange sport sometimes.
Well, it is a shoot-off win. And how about Smirnov? How good was he when the pressure was on? That was a stunning arrow from him. That 10 was absolutely outstanding. So there we are. It is the Russian Paralympic Committee who win 5 set points to 4, winning the shoot-off 19 to 16.
Moving on to our second semifinal match to determine who shoots for bronze and who shoots for gold. Here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
リカーブオープンミックス団体戦準決勝が続きます。どちらの選手がゴールドメダルマッチに進出するのでしょうか。それではコーチと審判の入場です。
Let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for our mixed team Recurve Open semifinal.
リカーブオープンミックス団体戦準決勝、選手の入場です。
Drama upon drama. It's a semi-final stage of the mixed team recurve competition in archery at the Paralympics in Tokyo. Italy facing Iran. And for the victor, it is a place in the gold medal match. Italy beating the host nation in the quarter-final stage. Elisabetta Mino and Stefano Travisani, world number 1, world number 12. For Iran, just the one contest so far, and it wasn't much of a contest, a 6-0 win over Great Britain. Their teams, Zara Nemati and Holemreza Rahimi. Well, there is absolutely no doubting that these athletes can deliver under high pressure conditions. The rain is coming down, the tension is increasing. It may be getting chillier and chillier by the minute, but it's heating up at the shooting line. And what we have in front of us is such a collection of archers, the quality that they have. It affords nobody the luxury of a slow start. For Iran, the two that they are facing right there represent a quite different prospect from their quarter-final win. It is going to be Italy to go first. Stefano Travisani. Not too far away from the line. If it makes contact with any part, then the score automatically goes to the higher number. Travisani is the only Paralympic debutant of the four, but he has been a team world champion with the Mino. Nemati, winner of 3 individual gold medals, including here in Tokyo. A team bronze medalist in London, a silver medalist in Rio. She does get one better each game, so does that establish a trend? It doesn't quite work like that. Holemreza Rahimi next to go. And that's the first clear marker laid down, the first score into the gold. Well, it's very consistent, but not spectacular from the Italian team. Likewise from Iran, but that 10 from Rahimi most useful because it's a very attackable target, just 7 necessary to win the set. And he does get it, so just the one arrow that was not an 8 in that first set. It was Reza Rahimi who fires the 8, or shoots the 8, that does secure the first set.
Yes, the Iranian team are looking solid. Yes, you're right, that's just that one different arrow, 1-10 from Rahimi, who seems to be capable of, just like Namati has, when they need a big score, they both seem capable of delivering one.
I think you used the opposite word, solid, but there's more, isn't there? For both of these teams, they've got a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's like the classiest archers in the world just have this, seem to have to ability when they need a 10 or whatever they need, they just get up in there and they deliver it. Very rarely do they not deliver.
Let's hear it for Team Iran.
The first set won 34-32 by Iran. And here we go into the second. First two 5-set points.
Seven. 9.
First time that Italy have managed to find the gold.
5.
Oh, well, I never. From her, it is a collector's item. Useful when your teammate helps. And that's what good team members do. They don't get rattled by the other person not having a great shot.
Well, we can hear that chatter from the Iranian team. They're constantly talking and helping each other out. It's a critical part of this team's format.
This is a critical part of the set for Elisabetta Mino.
8.
33.
Well, that might be enough.
Well, the 8 scored by Nemati. And as a result, it is mathematically secure for Italy. It's a good arrow to finish from Rahimi, but, well, you don't have to be a long-term fan to know what the problem was in that set. It was the first arrow, it was the first shot, and it came from Zara Nemati.
Yeah, there was something amiss there, wasn't there? And it cost them the set. And the Italians were able to get stronger in their previous match, their win over Japan, quite nicely. So the danger of a loose arrow like that, you can hand your opponent's confidence, momentum.
Right there is Petrilli.
We've still had just the 110 shot in this match. That was the second for Iran in the first set. Italy have leveled it at 2-2. is most displeased. Really reprimanded himself, Travisani, after that shot. Mino has provided ample support. Yeah, Travisani acknowledging that. Thank you very much. Took her time and delivered.
Oh, that's a great arrow there from Namati. Maybe the rain coming into her face, maybe that gripping tab on the hand is a bit wet.
Two excellent shots from Iran to start off the third. The winner goes into the final. The winner will contest the gold medal match. Well, that is so good from Elisabetta Mino. 2 10s. What response from Iran? Again, just taking time to establish her shot. Zara Nemati, first time she did that, it worked very well. Not quite as strong on that occasion, but this is a quite achievable number required. Oh, and he's going to run out of time. He's going to run out of time. That is remarkable. Oh, well. Just as we were thinking, all he needs is to get a 7. That's nothing beyond him. He just couldn't get the shot away. And it is such a rare thing in a team competition to see not all of the 4 shots completed. So no score for Iran for that final shot.
That is extraordinary. Well, Rahimi, he has got to make sure he doesn't let that affect him. He's got to put it behind him very quickly. What a bonus set win there for Italy.
Conditions are quite wet, gripping the apparatus, be it the arrow, be it the bow, just the visibility. They're all problems for these athletes, but nonetheless, that is, well, what can you say?
Well, he just seemed to lose the grip of the bow. Unbelievable.
(4-2). Italy have an advantage that they could not have imagined that they would get. To win a set when your first shot was a 5.
Wow, interest now is how is this going to affect the Iranian team? Yeah, he just seemed to lose his grip on the bow as he pulled it back, and that was it.
It's the kind of thing that will doubtless never happen in 1,000 shots in training.
You could see him just wiping his hand there on his pants.
Well, there we go. That is evidence of the conditions. We did suggest that might have something to do with it. Oh, what about that from Rahimi? That is a magnificent response.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was interesting to watch the look in the eyes of Namati before her first arrow. She looked very galvanized. And I thought, hello, we're about to see something here. I mean, the Iranians are not out of this. Yes, they need to win this last set, but they are both very accomplished. But if Mino here can continue.
If Mino can continue, there was no if about it.
We've got a great match on our hands now.
19 apiece in the fourth set. Over to the three-time individual Paralympic champion going in search of her first team title. It's a 9. Now, it was at this point that it all went wrong for Haramreza Rahimi in the last set. How's he feeling? He's feeling pretty good. He is feeling pretty good. 37 for Iran. A tied set for Italy wins them this contest. 2 9s will do it. A 10 is required. A 10 from Elisabetta Mino. A 10 from a performer who is striking a good number of 10s.
Ten to win.
Mino means business. Italy are into the final with an outstanding shot. Elisabetta Mino
Team Italy needing a 10
just had a demeanor of absolute confidence about her. She knew that she could do it.
Going for the gold medal match. Team Iran going
What an extraordinary conclusion to this contest. And once again, for Zara Nemati, there will be no team gold. Oh, this sport, it gives you drama.
Well, what about Mino? She ended that match with 4 straight 10s. That is absolutely incredible.
It is official and confirmed. Team Iran going to the
Wow.
bronze medal match. And your winners of this semi-final.
Dramatic
Team Italy
match.
going for gold.
Brilliant archery from Mino. But there's a big but there. Rahimi is going to walk away here with that thought in his head. If only I... Oh, that's pretty much it with that misdraw and that 0 on the scorecard. All he needed was a 6 or higher, a 6, and they would be in the gold medal match right now.
He will take that shot 100 more times and that will never happen. Well, what a reaction to the challenge from Elisabetta Mino and Stefano Travisani. It is the Italians who have beaten this impressive Iranian team. They've done it 5 set points to 3, and they have moved into the gold medal match. We have a little over 5 minutes until the bronze medal match, which will be between the People's Republic of China and Iran. And then after that, we will bring you the RPC taking on Italy in the quest for Paralympic gold in the mixed team recurve competition. So don't go away, don't go too far. In about 5 minutes or so, we'll be bringing you the medal matches.
So there was some exciting action on the field yesterday on the archery field. Let's check out some highlights on the TV.
それでは昨日のアーチェリーのハイライトシーンをご覧ください。
And are you ready to see your teammates compete for medals?
いよいよメダルをかけた戦いが始まります。皆さん準備はよろしいでしょうか。
It is time for the bronze medal match. Here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
ブロンズメダルマッチを開始します。コーチと審判の入場です。
The bracket has led to this. 2 matches remain. That's all. The bronze medal match and then the gold medal contest, the final itself. We start with a bronze medal meeting between the People's Republic of China and Iran. And these give you very good value for bronze. 2 teams that would have had very genuine hopes of being in the final. Now they have had very little time, mere minutes, to turn this into their personal gold medal match. It's one of the great cliches of semi-final defeat. You have to then find a way to come out and tell yourself that this is your final, to get something out of the Paralympics. Sometimes the very finest contests of all can be those bronze medal matches because of the intensity of the athlete's reaction to the disappointment of losing at the semi-final stage. And this is how it happened for the People's Republic of China. The loss in the tie-break to the RPC. First Wu Chunyan, then Zhao Lishui. Decorated competitors, many medals at Paralympic level between them. A full set of colours for Wu. For Iran, a loss in extraordinary circumstances at the semi-final stage. The gentleman who responds to his introduction, the one who struggled, the one who lost control of a shot and was not able to complete it. All of that must be harvested. It must be in the past. It must be of no significance. Now they must go again.
This is the penultimate match of the night. The bronze medal match. One team will be coming away with a medal. We'll find out after the next.
Now the coaches,
China shooting first.
they will get themselves ready to advise. The final instructions being issued. So, Andrea Aguilar of Guatemala instructs the competitors to commence their preparations as the last seconds tick
Team China
down.
shooting first on
It is
target 1.
the People's Republic of China who will begin this bronze medal match in the mixed team recurve competition at the Games of the Paralympiad. Wu Chunyan will shoot first. Okay, well, she's responded to the disappointment of going out at the semi-final stage. That's exactly what we were talking about as these competitors were getting ready to head to the line.
6.
And then from Zhao, a 6. So, an uneven beginning for the People's Republic of China. Here is Zara Nemati. On the subject of uneven beginnings. Now, can Rahimi produce a 10 here to mean that we haven't got a clue what's going to happen? Oh, it's not too far away. So just a point separating these two at the halfway mark of the first set. 2 points for winning a set. 5 points required for the victory. We go to a maximum of 4 sets, and if necessary, a tie-break will be required. Well, look at those scores from the People's Republic of China. Just 16 required with these last two. 8 per shot. That gets them quite some way to it.
Just watch Rahimi's technique as he lines up this last arrow with a 6 required here. Watch the clicker right at the end here. There it goes, and then he holds the arrow for quite some time. He wins the set.
Well, as long as what he does works,
That's right.
then he can keep doing it, can't he?
But that's unusual.
Yes, it is. Yeah, very unusual technique. It's that delay that's the striking thing.
It's hard, super hard to be accurate. So you watch the clicker. For most archers, it will click and then the arrow will go immediately.
Demonstrated there ably by both Wu Chunyan and Zhao Lishui. Again, we have a look at the same from Nemati. And then here we go. Well, we didn't see it because of the delay being so pronounced for Rahimi. It really is pretty tricky weather-wise. That rain is quite intense. The start of the contest sees Iran taking the first set, 33-30. They pick up 2 points. One big move made towards the bid for bronze. It's another good first shot from Wu Chunyan. Zhao Li Shui took that team gold with Wu in Rio, and who also won a silver in the individual competition at these games. If Iran are to win this, it would be a first team medal for Rahimi, a third one for Nemati, a second bronze. She's such a highly regarded ambassadorial figure in the sport. She's been involved in policy discussion at the very highest level globally. All of that tying in so wonderfully to the We the 15 campaign that is at the heart of these Paralympic Games, a decade-long bid to close the gap and to end injustice for people with disabilities, something that's very close to Nemati's heart.
9 or 10 on the line.
Now that is going to be reviewed. We'll change that 10 to a 9 with an asterisk.
9.
Ten from Nemati. But they're going to have to turn their attentions to the third set. Well, it's a comfortable win for the People's Republic of China to draw the bronze medal contest level.
35 to 31.
Looks as though that one that was called as a 9 or 10 on the line was given immediately as a 10, so there was obviously no issue. Well, now they are having a look at it. Seems to be pretty convincing. Oh, I tell you what, that really is coming down now, that rain.
It's not easy conditions for sure. But the scores are still pretty good. More evidence here that archers don't mind shooting in wet weather, as long as it's not windy.
Just worth thinking about if you've never done this sport before, just remembering a time when you've been in weather like that, how it affects your vision if the weather's coming right up, the rain is coming right up into your face. The ability to be precise under these conditions, and just look at the center of your screen, how far away that target is. It's a 70-meter gap between line and target, and they're coping with the buffeting rain. Indeed, the wind, well, that is a greater obstacle for these athletes, but it's not the easiest of conditions. Who handles it best? Added to that, the pressure. Well, that's what's going to determine the destination of the Paralympic bronze medal. But it is the problem of watching a sport like archery on television. It televises so perfectly, almost too perfectly, and sometimes we run the risk of forgetting just how big that gap is and just how tough this sport is.
Oh, it's intimidating. If you're not used to it, that is for sure. But some love the challenge, and clearly all of these archers love the challenge. It's a bit like playing golf. You're always searching for that perfect round. You get close sometimes, but you never quite get there, so you go out there again and try again.
9 delivered by Rahimi. So a single point advantage. 2-all, virtually inseparable. Oh, it's another beauty from Wu Chunyan.
Yeah, almost landed in exactly the same spot as her first one.
And a 9 from Zhao. So, a lot is required here by Iran. They're looking for a 9 and a 10 for the win. And that has put all of the pressure on Rahimi, who must get a 10 to tie. He does not. He gets an 8, and China get 2. 2 set points, that is.
36 to 34 in favor.
It was a tall order from the final shot.
4-2 in this bronze medal match. And when we come back,
The People's Republic of China are now at the match point stage of the bronze medal contest.
Wow. Certainly seem to be producing the form we're more used to seeing in this bronze medal match compared with what we saw in that semi-final. Well, they did go all the way to a shoot-off with the Russian Paralympic team, but they're finding that gold zone much more regularly through this.
And they find themselves just 1 set point away from taking the bronze. So it will not be sufficient for Iran to pick up a draw in this set. They've got to win it to force a shoot-off.
Yeah, the Chinese have found the gold zone 7 times in their 12 arrows so far.
Sara Nemati. There have been a fair few loose shots from Nemati across this session. Rahimi has produced a much higher quality effort. Wu Chunyan. We look at the team that won the gold in Rio. Another 9 from Zhao Shui. Now the pressure is very firmly on Iran. They trail by 2 shots to send this to a shoot-off. Last bits of encouragement uttered to Rahimi. And it's a 9 for Gholamreza Rahimi. Well, you have to say, this is very achievable for the People's Republic of China, considering the kinds of numbers that they've been delivering. Oh, especially when you get that from Wu Chunyan, and that has just made life very easy for Zhao Shui. It is simply a 7 that's required. It's actually a 6 that's required, because a tie would be good enough, but you know what? The mathematics are utterly meaningless when you produce a shot of that kind of quality. Oh, that was a stylish way to secure the Paralympic bronze from the People's Republic of China. And they came out and attacked this bronze medal match as though it was for the gold. It was such a professional way of handling the occasion, and you would expect that from two decorated Paralympians like these. They will have a bronze medal to add to their collection of Paralympic honours. And what can you say? I mean, they delivered, they earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic effort. Just love that composure all the way through that they produced. And it was very admirable as they ended up taking the match fairly comfortably.
The bronze medal to the People's Republic of China in the mixed team recurve competition. They just got better and better as the match went on. Started with a 30, then a 35, a 36, a 37. That is match management. That's great match play. And that is a bronze medal for China. Confirmation that it is the People's Republic of China who take the bronze, 6 set points to 2.
The gold medal match. Here from the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
さあ、ついにここまでやってきました。リカーブオープンミックス団体戦のゴールドメダルマッチが始まります。コーチと審判の入場です。
And let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the mixed team recurve open gold medal match.
ミックス団体戦ゴールドメダルマッチ、選手の入場です。
So here is what's at stake and what's been achieved so far. China get the bronze medal, leaving just the one match between the Russian Paralympic Committee and Italy to decide the gold medal here in the mixed teams recurve archery competition at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
Target number 1, representing RPC.
And here is the RPC team. On the left, it's Kirill Smirnov, and on the right, it's Margarita Sidorenko. Wins over the United States, Korea, and that dramatic shoot-off in the semi-final against the Chinese 19-16, where Smirnov banged in that 10. Talk about dramatic. What about Italy's win over Iran in that semi-final, where Mino, the world number 1, Elisabetta Mino, 4 10s in a row, and she put a 10 in to win the match. Her teammate is Stefano Travasini of Milan, and here is Shazrad Aliyari of Iran, who is the line judge for this gold medal match.
Archery at the Paralympic Games.
So
The recurve mixed.
lots of drama in the semi-finals for both of these winners,
First on target number 2.
but it all means nothing now as they have to do it all over again. And for Mino, she's trying to become a gold medalist again at Paralympic Games. She's already won silver and bronze. Silver in London, bronze in Rio. Can she get the gold medal here that she's been desperately looking for a long time? And for Travasani, he's already a gold and silver medalists at World Championships.
7.
He would love a gold medal, but there is work to do for all of this to be achieved. And here's Mino, who was absolutely sensational in the semi-final.
9.
4 10s in a row. It was absolutely extraordinary. And the Italians start with 16. Now let's swing over to the Russian Paralympic Committee team. And here's Kirill Smirnov, the 25-year-old from Chita, way in the southeastern region of Russia on the Trans-Siberian Railway,
9.
not far from Mongolia. He starts with a 9. He is a world champion from 2017. Quarter-finalist here in the individual event. And here is Margarita Sidorenko, who is a 3-time medalist at World Championships. Both are at the Paralympic Games for the first time. And here's Sidorenko stepping up and giving the RPC team the advantage after the first 2 arrows.
And how's that for your first shot in your first ever Paralympic final?
Well, the other thing, we saw the emotion flooding out of all 4 of these archers after the semi-final wins. There's Traversani stepping up, and Sidorenko, who you mentioned, was in tears. But of course, with the gold medal on the line now, all of that has to be forgotten. Mino finishes that set with an 8. Well, it's gone down as a 9, but looked like an 8, and now our score has been corrected. 34.
Archers, please hold the line. We have a clock malfunction. Please hold the line.
Okay, there's a technical malfunction. You can see the line judge stepping forward there, Shahrazad Aliyari of Iran. Well, this is rather unfortunate. Hopefully this will be fixed very soon. Of course, the archers themselves are the ones we feel sorry for.
Still has 2 arrows left. 2 arrows
Because of
remaining
course
from
they're all
RPC,
focused
we are
and they're in the
resetting
rhythm
clock
of
to give the
competing.
archers
And
the
now
specified amount of time
it's
that
all on
they
hold.
were supposed to be allotted on the field of play. Right now our technicians are working very hard to resolve the problem for the timing clock.
Well,
as you can see with the
the
numbers cycling through as we get to the
timer
proper
is
time. That was
having
left
to be
on the
reset
clock
to the
for
correct
RPC.
time, and this is a very, very long delay for Sidorenko and Smirnov. I tell you what, it's going to be so interesting to see the kind of shot that is produced here by the RPC. Oh, penny for her thoughts.
Well, exactly. Well, the Italians have scored 34.
Do you need something?
There's a start arrow in there, of course, as well.
The difficulty she has, as well as the water getting on her glasses. She's having to constantly wipe them clean.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're back underway now. Sidorenko with her second arrow. Wow, what a wonderful arrow, despite that huge interruption.
That's an excellent shot under massive pressure.
Well, that means Smirnov here needs a 7 or higher to win the first set. And he's achieved it with an 8. Point to spare. So 36 to 34. There is one arrow on the Italians.
To wait around for a timing clock issue. However, they still come out on top.
So the Italians can go to 35, but that will still not be enough to win the set.
Could be an 8
I think it was an 8 anyway.
Still has no consequence in this first set of the gold medal match. RPC leading.
So not
2
the
sets to 0.
ideal start for both these teams in the gold medal match.
But it was a brilliant piece of composure by a particularly Sidorenko to produce that kind of shot, to get the 9, because you can only imagine what it could have done psychologically to the RPC if they had after that delay, gone on to lose the set, that's the kind of thing that can linger in the mind throughout an entire gold medal match. As a result, they can put it behind them.
Well, what about Sidorenko? She had a 10 and a 9, or that, a 10 in that set as well. 36-34, they got the first set. Not a smooth set, both on and off the targets and the shooting line, but nonetheless, it's the RPC team leading by 2 set points to 0. And here we go with set number 2. Traversani started up with a 10 in the first set, but that there could be hugely costly. You don't want to enter into a steering competition with Smirnov, do you? Distant second is where you'll end up. Sidorenko not able to match her high standards with that first set with that arrow there. But still a handy 2-point lead for the RPC team. Mino needs to step up here and score a 10 to apply some pressure here if she can, and she does. There she goes again, Elisabetta Mino. So for the Russian Paralympic Committee to go to match point, they need 18 points. Well, that can't happen now. Sidorenko's radar not working there with just a 7 and a 5 in the set. Maybe the water on the rain on the glasses again might be the issue for her. Well, solid as ever is Kirill Smirnov, but that there is going to be a set win for the Italians by 3 points.
Well, when you consider that the first shot for Italy was a 5 in that second set, and then a 9, a 9, and a 10, a real transformation, wrestled control back.
Traversani, 35 years of age. He's had some success at the very top level, gold and silver at World Championships, the last 2 editions. Sidorenko has got to put those arrows behind her, because if she continues to score 5 and 7s, it's going to put too much pressure on her teammate, Kirill Smirnov, who's just so steady. So 33-30, 2-all, 2 sets to play. Stefano Traversani to go first in the 3rd set.
9.
9
Which is exactly what you want in a match of this kind of consequence.
Yes, he's got those eyes on the prize, that's for sure.
8.
8
Again, it's a 2-point lead at the halfway stage for Sidorenko and Smirnov.
8.
8
Oh, the rain getting heavy again. Here's Mino.
9.
9
Wow. Solid in the wet conditions, but still a chance here for the RPC team. No wind at all here on the shooting range. Oh boy. And not for the first time. Sidorenko puts her teammate under pressure. But there is still a chance here for Smirnov to win the set. Can't do it this time. Can't even tie it. So the Italians go to match point.
That felt like pressure, didn't it? Just visibly feeling it.
And they now lead 4 set points to 2.
Oh, it was up for grabs, that one.
So the Italians get that set by point. They would have been hanging big time on that last arrow from Smirnov. With all three scenarios at play there, a win for the Russians, a tie, or a win to the Italians. Smirnov just couldn't quite get that in the gold zone when he needed to.
Well, the Italians have just won a set in a gold medal match at the Paralympics with a 32. That is a narrow escape.
Absolutely not great scoring in those last two sets, but the Italians are good enough. So we enter the final set of this gold medal match in the mixed teams competition. Russian Paralympic Committee need to win this set to send it to a shoot-off. If it's a tie or the Italians win it, it will be their gold medal. Sidorenko has not been enjoying shooting in the rain. Scores of 7, 5, 8 and 6. You can see the rain falling on her glasses. Not easy, but she delivers when she needs to.
Well, it was the shot that was the spectacle.
Well, now how is Elisabetta Mino going to respond here?
7.
Well, well, well. This is a handy lead here for the RPC team. Good scores have got to be achieved by Sidorenko. 7. So, to put the gold medal on the line in a shoot-off, Kirill Smirnov needs a 10. Oh, he's done it! His bow was waving all over the place. He only had a second left on the clock. That was amazing. These two arrows don't matter. The Italians can't catch up. This is a thrilling finish, and we are going the distance.
Have we seen a better single shot than that at these Paralympic Games? That was an incredible...
Mino has taken out the spider, but it doesn't mean anything.
Just what I was saying, have we seen a single better shot than that? Goodness.
Wow, did you write the script for this one? That was amazing. Wow, Smirnov here, how he was able to control his bow, I don't know. And then this arrow here, thanks for coming. But unfortunately, there is no bonus point for taking out the dead center of the target. So we're going to a shoot-off for the gold medal. Wow, 4 set points each. The RPC team take that last set 35-33.
I'm sure that there were a lot of people watching Smirnov lining that up, seeing the movement of the bow, thinking that one was heading into Tokyo Bay, and how it was that he managed to find the 10 under those conditions, both the literal and metaphorical conditions.
As you can see, both of these archers are trying to keep themselves and their equipment dry.
Well, it's all calm. They've got to find this nice, calm, composed place. Those heart rates must be racing.
Keeping your finger tap dry, and for one of the archers from RPC, Ms. Sidorenko, keeping your glasses.
Well, well, well. What a conclusion to the mixed teams competition. It's going to come down to a shoot-off. So 1 arrow per archer, 2 arrows per team. Highest cumulative score wins the gold. If the scores are tied, it's closest to the center wins.
Well, the rain comes down in Tokyo, but the sun will shine on one team.
So the shoot-off to decide the gold medal. Italy versus the Russian Paralympic Committee. It's going to be Stefano Traversani for Italy to shoot the first arrow. Solid. Now we go to the RPC team. And it's going to be Margarita Sidorenko. Well, those arrows could be important. Closest to the center wins, remember, if the scores are tied. Now, Mino. Elisabetta Mino, who's just taken out the spider with her last arrow. It's 17 for Italy. 17 for Italy. All they can do is wait. As Kirill Smirnov steps up, needing a 9 or a 10 to win the gold medal. Oh, he's hit the 9. It's going to be gold for the RPC team. There is some nerves there because they're not quite sure if it's hit the line, but it certainly looked like it had. It's going to be gold for the RPC team. And not for the first time in this session, Kirill Smirnov has won a shoot-off for his team, and there it is, it's all confirmed. It's gold to the RPC. And that was extraordinary. Yeah, it is a happy day, not so for Mino and for Traversani, but they gave it everything in this gold medal match. But it's all about the RPC team, who have claimed the gold medal in dramatic circumstances, winning their semi-final in a shoot-off and the gold medal match. That's amazing. They've won the shoot-off 18-17 to win this match 5 set points to 4.
What a final. What a final. And they demonstrated, didn't they, earlier on in the competition that they could hold their nerve when it came down to the drama of a shoot-off.
Well, all 4 archers competed really well through this gold medal match, right the way through the session as well. But it is the Russian Paralympic Committee team who get there by just a single point. 5 set points to 4. What a thrilling gold medal match.
Je coupe le micro, je l'ai plus dessus. C'est le micro pour la
Well, some thrilling action in the mixed teams archery final. The RPC team winning the gold, Italy the silver, and it was China winning the bronze medal. And we'll have the medal ceremony, the victory ceremony, for you very shortly. Stay with us.
that tonight's gonna be a good night of feeling. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the mixed team Recurve Open.
皆様、ただいまよりミックスチームリカーブオープンの表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
Time now for the victory ceremony in the mixed teams archery at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Out come all 6 archers who have represented their countries with distinction, class and success. Yes, it's been a difficult session weather-wise with lots of rain. But they've all come through very, very professionally indeed to stand and earn their spots on the podium.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Mr. Miyasaka Manabu, Vice Governor of Tokyo.
東京都副知事
It's nice to have Mr. Miyasaka
Accompanied by
続きまして
here at the archery today.
Mr. Tom Dealin,
Here's Tom Dealing.
General of World Archery.
世界
He's one of
アー
the
チェリー
leading
連盟
figures
事務局
in
長
the wonderful sport of archery.
Bronze medalists representing the People's Republic of China.
銅メダリスト中華人民共和国
Wu Chunyan, Zhao Lishe,
Well, 5 years ago, this pair stood on the top step, winning the gold. Wasn't quite to be this time, but they came close, lost that semi-final in a shootout, and then came through with flying colours to beat a run for the bronze medal. For Wu, it's another Paralympic Games medal. And now she completes the trifecta of colours, winning bronze and adding to her silver and gold that she won in Rio. And for Zhao, this is his second Paralympic Games medal. Winning gold in Rio in the teams event, and now bronze, of course, 5 years later. So congratulations to Wu and Zhao, the bronze medal winners for China.
silver medalists representing Italy.
銀メダリストイタリア
Elisabetta Mino, Stefano Travisani,
Here is Stefano Trevisani and Elisabetta Mino getting their silver medals. It's the second time that Mino has got a silver. She won individual recurve in the W1, W2 category at London. Bronze in 2016 in the mixed teams event. And now bronze here. And for Travisani, this in his debut Paralympic Games, he gets onto the podium. They dramatically beat Iran in the semi-final. Fought hard, but couldn't quite get over the gold medal winners here in the gold medal match. But still a great achievement for Mino and for Travisani to win silver for Italy.
gold medalists and Paralympic champions representing RPC.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピッ
And
ク
what a
チャン
win
ピオン
for the RPC team. And the two archers, Margarita Sidorenko
Kirill Smirnov,
and Kirill Smirnov, absolutely stunning, winning their last two matches in shoot-offs. They beat China 19-16 in the shoot-off to get into the gold medal match, with Smirnov in sensational form, and then he won the gold with that 9 to beat the Italians by 18-17. Well, Smirnov proved to be one of the stars here. He made the quarterfinals of the individual, and then all the way here in the mixed teams. And for Sidorenko, she's been a 3-time silver medalist at World Championships. Now she's a gold medalist here at the Paralympic Games. Congratulations to the RPC team.
ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of RPC.
皆様 RPC 参加の演奏です
Ladies
there we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
Magnificent piano concerto by Tchaikovsky, his #1 piano concerto. And there are the medalists in the mixed teams recurve competition. China getting the bronze, Italy the silver, and the Russian Paralympic Committee the gold. Well, the sport of archery just continues to deliver in the drama stakes, shoot-offs, other drama too with the Iranian team and Rahimi dropping his arrow, costing them chance of victory at a vital moment against the Italians in the semi-final. It really does give us evidence that sport is the best reality TV going. And we got plenty of drama out of those 6 archers and others too in the mixed teams competition, which has delivered a thrilling session. Oh, looks like the rain has finally stopped. As Wu and Xiao celebrate more medals here in the archery competition. Sidorenko, well, that moment when they won the semi, when she burst into tears of joy, was a moment. And she recovered beautifully to perform at her best in that gold medal match. And Smirnov, what about him? Those pressure cooker moments. He was born for the big time, wasn't he? As he delivered match-winning arrows in successive shoot-offs. And Mino and Traversani as well. Yeah, it means a lot to them to win silver for their country as well. So we hope you enjoyed this mixed teams competition. Three wonderful medal winners. China the bronze, Italy the silver, and the Russian Paralympic Committee the gold.
Successful Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Thank you.
ボランティアの皆様の協力なしに大会の運営は行えませんでした。暑い日も冷たい雨の日も大会を支えていただき本当にありがとうございました。それでは皆様お疲れ様でした。
Well, some wonderful moments to bring down the curtain on the mixed teams archery competition here at Tokyo and the Paralympic Games archery competition. We thank you for watching, and indeed, as the screen says there, we'll see you in Paris in 3 years' time.
Two, 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 two.